Right, welcome to Redshire. We will start off with North. So, you're putting your medium tanks here. Basically, if you have three medium tanks, I mean, let's say you have heavy tanks. Uh, did I miscount? No. Okay. Um, kind of your choice. Technically, you could do this if you have fast enough heavy tanks to do this. So, you knock down the tree, you watch this cross, this medium will watch this cross. This guy will also just watch this cross. If I don't know something happens, but technically you could just put this guy like with over here, because the plan is this guy is going in straight into the cap to here. Um, if they play like a 9-0, or like if you see nothing crossing, then you take the 9-0 with like two tanks. These guys can stay here, though you could, if you can, you probably put like two in the cap and like keep two here. You probably do something like this if they're not playing 9-0 at all. You might bring this medium tank, might just come to like here or through the town at least. And then you drive with these two here. So, they might have maybe a guy here, they might not. It like you have to see, obviously. If you see the whole team going this way, then fantastic. You can just take it with maybe just one. Just the medium tank should be fine, but if there's one unspotted, maybe. I mean, if there's one unspotted, two should be enough, obviously, and if two are unspotted, then you need three. So you just send these three to hopefully kill this guy. Obviously, you need to be careful if there's something here, and if they're set up. If they're set up like here and here, then obviously you can't push it more than likely, though it depends on the tanks. Um, if there's a guy here, then you might be able to just murder him, force him just go like here with two tanks, kill him. This guy also shoots him in the back. These guys can also shoot him if he tries to run. Obviously, you need to make sure he can't just run like this, but should be fine. Yeah, so obviously they've gone this way. They will probably pressure into the cap like this. They might have been going wide into the castle as well. If they're in the castle, they're basically useless. But yeah, will probably pressure the cap or come into the cap to stop the cap. If that makes sense. Yeah, come into the cap to stop the cap because you're capping with probably one at the start, probably two in later stages, and then you just have these positions. You have these two on this side, probably just watching this, though you might come down to this side. Your idea is not really to cap, it's mostly just to take this control of the ridge line, really. This would be like probably ideal, maybe not. It really depends because it's like this guy can cover this angle much better, but he can't cover anything happening here. So it's like your choice of what you want. You can have them on this side, or you can have them on this side. I think I will keep them on this side. But yeah, like you just keep on pushing with these guys to get to here. If there's anything here, it dies. If they pressure into this, then obviously you run either this way or this way. I think this way will probably be better, but it obviously depends on what they're doing. If they're like 2-3, then you push into the two people, right? For example. But if they're pushing with four on this side and one here, then you just come to this side, force them to come around into this guy, the people that are out wide if possible. Like you might go like you might send your team like this, and that's I don't know, the double medium tank goes wide. This guy goes here to cover the cap, so they can't pressure into the cap at all. You murder this with your medium tanks, though. You might just go straight into this, straight close. It depends on obviously how they're set up. If they're just being passive, then you might want to just take out wide. But if they're pressuring this, then you can go straight to here and either kill it or just join in. Um, yeah, if they are playing 9-0, however. Jesus Christ, I made a lot of changes. There we go. Yeah, if they are playing 9-0, the only dangerous thing for this strat technically is if they play like an under strat straight, with like maybe a few people wide to snipe this guy. I mean, if they have an EBR, he might do like this run, or a light tank, he might do this run, spots this guy. He might get deleted if they're like pre-aimed. But yeah, if they play like heavy 9-0, you are more than likely just sending like two more tanks into the cap. This guy runs. So you would end up with like three in the cap. This guy here with probably the medium tank covering. These guys can just double into this after they see it coming. And yeah, obviously this guy needs to be quick at running if he sees a lot of their team coming. They all come close, so there's no point in staying here because you don't really spot this rotation. You spot this spots this anyway, so there's no need to stay here. I don't think the enemy team will go like this. I mean, you can just sit here with the medium tank as long as he's knocked down the trees properly, that he can spot this and not be spotted, right? But yeah, and then like they're just sitting on this ridge line. If they're like full 9-0, you're pressuring the cap. They need to come and basically come and YOLO back into the cap to reset it. If they're doing, I don't know, some split on the 9-0, with like, I don't know, 3 or 4 here, then 3 going here, you're probably just doing the same rotation, more than likely, but though it depends. Like if you see stuff going this way and then also see people going this, you probably just want to rotate if you have the timing to cross this. Obviously you can only really do that in quick tanks, but if you have like TPs, E5s, I mean God forbid like an E100 or a mouse, you obviously can't do that, so you're forced to pressure the 1-2 or cap, really, and there's no kind of other way to do it. But yeah, if you have the 260s and you can cross this in time, I would definitely do it because you have 1-2. If these are like Russian heavies, you have 5 to repush this side, and if they come close to like here and don't get back into like good positions, you will just hopefully roll over them. But yeah, you do need to be. This call needs to be sure that you're catching things because they're coming close, really. But you know, if they're sitting here and here, with like 3, then obviously you're probably not going to push in. You could technically like, instead of putting him here, you could put him like here on this thing to force them to pressure you, and then you're always ready with these people to reinforce. But it is a bit more risky, I feel. And if they go full 9-0, then he just dies for free. Really, obviously you get the pressure in the cap, but why put a guy here if you're just gonna anyway? Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, yeah, I explained if they go this side, you pressure on the outside of this, like you basically split the map from the 5 line, and if they go the 9-0 again, you just kind of try and split the map and hold A8 really. But yeah, that's it. Right, here is another strat. This is a bit more simple, I guess. But yeah, you're just pushing this with the 4 heavy tanks. If they all, I mean, this is probably a strat you play if you're a bit slower, maybe. But I think the other strat also works if you're playing a somewhat slow lineup. But yeah, you just go like this with your 4 heavy tanks into the castle. You have your slow H heavy tank sitting here. You just have the double medium tank here as well. Just obviously for spots. After this guy spots this rotation, he probably just leaves, honestly. And he comes back to here to support this flank. This guy can stay here for now. Obviously, it depends on what side they're playing. If they're playing 9-0, he probably stays. If not, then he can venture out and go explore the 9-0 or just come into the fight. Yeah, if they come castle against you, like they play outside with like, I don't know, some stack here and some 9-0, like they're basically splitting the map like this, then it probably is something about pressuring the cap with like 1, holding the city, maybe 2 into the cap. So you would end up, I mean, you might end up sending 3 castle instead, but you just send like something like this, 2 in the cap, this guy covering either flank for now. And then you can just hold the castle with your heavy tanks, really. Their play is more than likely they'll repressure this side, really. Like they'll probably bring some things from the mid and maybe 1 tank from 9-0 and just pressure this while having like a guy out here. Which is like not the counter, but a very good rotation, I guess, for them. Because you're not really fully safe in the cap if he's sitting here, and as soon as they get control of the castle, then you know you're starting to lose positions and you'll eventually get farmed in the side. And they'll just have one guy in the cap that will just sit in there. So you're forced to probably pressure over to kill him if you want to keep on capping, meaning you'll never cap. But yeah, I mean, this strat more works if they're going 9-0. Like if off opening, because now you have this guy that they need to like kill, but it should be like at least 1-for-1, probably like 1.5 for this medium tank, really. And they're forced to pressure like back up to here, and obviously you will not have 3 in the castle. If obviously you see them full 9-0, you'll have 3 in the cap, probably like 1 here and maybe even 1 back as well, like on this ridge line somewhere, or you might even go to here possibly, but probably the safer bet is just to sit here and cover this guy, because you know, if this guy survives, he covers the whole of this ridge line and like a little bit of this, and now you have these 2 people that can cover the outside of this ridge line, so yeah, pretty well. And then you have this guy that's not counters, but just watches anything happening here. That's kind of it. Like if they go full castle and cap and have nothing 9-0, hopefully you should spot them on this cross. And you'll just probably sit on the outside of the castle, and this guy will try and get an angle on anyone that's in the cap, and yeah, you'll just sit somewhere here with a medium tank covering these people, and hopefully you should make it. But that's kind of it. I mean, North kind of sucks. I mean, it's Redshire. North always sucks, and there'll always be a counter that the South can do to your strat. So yeah. And here is a replay from North. So this is basically like, it is the exact strat I showed you, basically, of, you know, your fastest medium tank taking just what the cross, me and the M60 just covering the 9-0. We get some nice shots for free on the CS because he just drove like a dog. So basically now, because we see 4 going south, and there's 2 in the north. There's one, obviously, one is unspotted, which he could be on the 9-0, but I highly doubt people are sending 3 this side. So I decide to repush it with my 3. Really, I should be pressuring the cap with its 60 GP and sending the i7 under to where I pinged an F5 by now, really. But yeah, I think this is early-ish into the campaign, so not fully done with the reactions yet. But yeah, I mean, now these 2 people are being crossfired from Meeps and the heavies, and we kill the CS, we can kill the STB. I don't mind trading my life 2-for-1, more than fine. But, you know, we kill him, so I don't die. Yippee. And now it's just, again, the game is effectively over. It's very hard to throw it from 2-0 up and probably like 5k up, so but yeah, I mean, it is possible, but yeah, now it's all just about killing them, really, and nothing really else to talk about. The KPC goes too far out wide on the 4 line, so we can kill him for free. I mean, they did not have a great setup for this map. I mean, other than the E3, I guess it's a fine setup, but yeah. If they're playing 9-0, they need to be spotting this repush, so they never get caught. But maybe they did see it and just thought they would be fine there. I don't know. But yeah, a very easy game, I would say. Thing really to be worried about, really, this game. It was pretty easy. But yeah, you just need to see what's coming quick way with the CS, and then probably repush the 9-0 if you see a lot coming. I mean, anything more than 3, and I think you can repush the 9-0 with, I mean, pretty easily, I would say. It's very unlikely that they send 3-9-0 and fall towards the cap, but, you know, you never know, I guess. Right, here's another replay from Wolf. Again, we're just doing the normal opening for what I showed you. The CS spotting the cross. I'm here in the bush line, or whatever other medium tank is just here to watch what's coming. And this time we send our i7 into the 1-2 at the start, which as I said, I think it has disadvantages and advantages. Like, advantage would be you're quicker at repushing the side. Disadvantage is they see an I7 in the beginning and probably think about running from the 9-0 if they think you're playing 1-2. So you catch nothing. And because we can pressure this, I mean, the CS saw the I7s are ran. I don't think he saw me or the CS. But, at least we get the control, copium. We have the TP in the cap now to get some cap pressure on. Lovely shooting from us. And yeah, we just need to probably keep on pushing this guy to kill him, really. And there's no other way to do it. Annoyingly, he is living for quite a while. Like, if me and the I7 hit our shots, he should be dead now, but unlucky. And yeah, now it's all about, can we push out the south and can we hold the base, or should we just reinforce the base and murder it because they'll have a CS out at least? I decide to send the I7 and CS close with me going out wide, and they have an STB here just chilling in the water, and they had a Hori on K whatever, so very lucky to bounce them, obviously, but if they both penned, I would be dead now. But pattern armor OP, so we kill him. Now, like, because they have two in the K line, the focus is obviously then people in the cap, because there should be decent enough pickups or easy enough for us to get the kills and then either cap out as they have to repush me and then the cap, or yeah, I mean, they repush me and they don't reset the cap, so yeah. Obviously, sad I'm on the south, so I can't really see what's happening, but I would imagine our medium tank that had full health went past, turned their turrets, and everything else is now shooting them in their side turrets and whatever. Yeah, as the first one gone down. Hori obviously came to join because he's a lot of health, but not in the game. Kill the 279 off another angle, and we cap. So, yeah, pretty good game. You do need to be worried about making that call of pushing out the K line or going back to the cap. Probably most likely the call is to always go back to the base because you don't want to lose all your tanks and be close in an end game. But I guess it depends on how healthy your tanks are and how healthy they are. So yeah. Right, here is south. This is quite a split strat, so I guess a bit more difficult to micromanage. But yeah, the basic reactions are, if you see them, or you don't see them 9-0, I guess, you can just take the side. You can go like one here, one here. Figure out that, if you see any trees falling here or here, you know where there's one guy. If there's people like they call that, they got spotted crossing, then you could maybe instantly try and catch him and just tell your heavies to pre-aim if they have time. These two are still just going to the castle. They're just watching, if they're pushing the castle themselves, and they watch like this angle, if they dump into the cap or on like this area of the cap and on this ridge line. Makes it easier for these people to be crossfired from here and here, right? But yeah, so if they've gone heavy cap, then you should be fine as soon as you get this ridge line. You can obviously dump in with one if you want that, I guess, security that they will never cap, and you force them to dump into you. But you need to be ready for that. Obviously, that they could just dump in. So yeah, you're double heavy behind them. You need to be aware of that possibility happening. Obviously, if they come over the ridgeline and the people in the town, the castle can shoot them. But if they come around this side, this guy and maybe this guy cannot shoot them. Plus these two people, so you should be fine. So the cap rush is not going to work. Hopefully, the only way they catch you out is if they repush this. But this guy should be finding a position. Ideally, this guy goes into these bushes and he sees all of this rotation, so you can never rotate back to be surprised on 9-0. If they're kind of doing like a similar split of, let's say, I don't know, 3 castle, 1 here, maybe 2, but we'll just put it to 1 for now. Here and here, right? Most likely you're gonna just rotate this guy back to the castle, and you will play like on the outside of this to kill this guy, pressure into the castle with 3 just to hold it. You could maybe rotate 5 into it, technically, if you wanted. You could bring one of these heavy tanks here, so you have 4, like this, and then you just push double into this. Obviously, you might get shot. Hopefully these guys are pressured back from this guy being here. This guy might get 1 shot if they get spotted, but since they get here, they should have like a decent hold down to kill this guy. These people can come into the castle and start shooting him as well. After they get reinforced, you can probably pressure up to here to get better shots through the like archway area. And this guy's life should be very miserable to be in. But afterwards, obviously, you have this position that counters these guys. You pressure up to them. You can fight them if you think you can get them. If not, then you can just wait for them to like slowly die. If not, probably just play above them with like 2 decent enough heavy tanks, and they should eventually die. If they go heavy 9-0, you obviously might, or you should see them like here with like hopefully this is a CS that you have, and you should see them crossing this. In that case, obviously you just run away with the 2 mediums. You will put cap pressure on. You probably like bring these 3 into cap. I think this side is actually safer, but don't quote me on that. Probably have 1 guy here in the castle, and then another one might pressure this, possibly. You will have to kind of see. You probably will guess that they have a guy at least here, but if they have a guy A3, this cross just dies, right? But you might bring this guy as well, so you have 2, something like this, as well as you'll probably keep 1 medium somewhere in the south. Maybe here is fine if they can get away in time. If not, you can just run away to this building, and you could even stay with like a heavy or 2. Technically, you could do this lineup setup instead, something like this. So if they pressure through like this, you have this guy shooting him, this guy shooting him, these guys can also shoot. You just need to be careful that they don't get into this. I mean, you might go like here with this guy. So now you spot, hopefully people being here, you spot the water. If they try and keep on pushing, obviously the double heavy tank can shoot them plus this guy. If they go to here, this guy shoots them plus this guy if there's nothing challenging here. You have cap pressure, they're forced to probably just re-pressure into this. If not, they're pressured. This guy has to like go sacrifice himself on probably this side, I guess. But yeah. If you keep control of this, obviously these people can just peek up and shoot him in the side, as well as this guy, I think, can also shoot this, I think. So yeah, that's kind of it. You kind of just want to put cap pressure on them with probably 2, but it could also be 1 if you wanted. Just 1 is maybe enough, and you just keep the 3 tanks here. Guy in the castle just to watch this angle, and yeah, you get ready to shoot the people going south. Really, obviously, if they just go like this, you can just retake it, but most people, I think, if they're pressuring the 9-0, will probably go all the way, and if not, they'll probably just cut in like this, find this guy, and yeah, he's a pain in the ass to kill without losing at least a tank for it. So yeah, I mean, obviously, if you can't get there with this tank, he can just stay here, and you have 2 in the buildings fighting it out. But obviously, it's a bit worse because they can take this control off of you, and you won't be able to see it. So that's why I probably recommend sending a guy out here. I mean, he can, if he has enough speed, he can go to here, see if they're YOLOing through this, and then run away. But yeah, it depends on how fast your medium tank is, I guess. I mean, or how fast you can react from getting the spot here with their whole team and running away back to here. But yeah. I think that's basically everything for this strat, yeah, if they go like heavily castle, again, you just put probably 2 in the cap, hold this with 2, probably at the one at the rock, maybe one here. One CS can come to here, the other CS can come to here, and you just see where their team is. Like if they're heavy here, then cool, you're pressuring into like double heavy tank that can also, these guys on the cap can also shoot. So you're fine. You're like this, basically, it would be the setup. Yeah, that's it for this strat, I guess. Right, next strat from South is kind of full 9-0. But yeah, the idea is you're basically sending your double medium tank to here to try and spot this guy for the 3 heavy tanks just to fuck him, basically. Obviously, he has the dip that he could hide in, but now he's stuck, and you can eventually put a guy in to, like, I think here, and it will kill him. But yeah, you have the double heavy tank up here, so they can't repush it. Obviously, if they come full 9-0 or heavy 9-0 from opening, then obviously you run away. So, I mean, you might, like, if you want, you can switch these around, so you have a medium tank going to the top to see if they're coming 9-0 early. But yeah, that's up to you. I guess it works fine to do this. And then you have a heavy tank to take this control to rotate with the medium tank. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you punish this if you can. If you know these people say that they get spotted, you then probably are going to rotate with these people back. You probably leave like the heavy tank here with the medium tank, and you rotate with one medium tank and one heavy, and then you probably are retaking the castle again with one guy going into the cap. Maybe you have 2 here, and this guy can either be here or he can be back here. Kind of depends on what you see. You could also do like an alternative setup of like putting a medium tank here to see if they are crossing to the 1-2 to castle, but that's up to you. Like if you think like one heavy tank doing this, I mean you could do like double heavy tank and medium here. Also works. There's lots of variations to this strat, but yeah, the main idea is YOLOing straight like this under to try and spot this guy, having a guy to watch if they're full pushing 9-0, and then it's up to you if you want to have another guy on the 9-0 or send him try and get to here to spot if they're like YOLOing something on the 1-2 or into the cap. Yeah, obviously if they come 9-0, obviously it depends on how many they bring. Most likely you can, I guess it does depend if these people can get out if or not. If they can, then you can probably just hold the 9-0. If they cannot, then it's going to be painful. I mean, obviously they'll probably need, they would need like 3, probably 4 people to secure the 9-0 off of you, because they would need to basically pressure away these people so they can play like on this ridge line to shoot down. But you know, if you can hold long enough with these 2 people, you should be okay to get these guys out. Obviously they might overpeak, but then you have the heavy tanks to shoot, so you should be fine. If they have a lot here though, I mean if they have 2 here, they might punish you leaving, but I guess that's an okay price to take. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for this strat. Right, here is a replay from South. This is pretty similar to what I showed you, you know, with the one guy going 9-0. Well, obviously in that strat I had 2. But everything else is just pushing towards the 1-2. Because they're pushing out 9-0, obviously we're going to start putting cap pressure on, as well as trying to push out C4 if we can. Luckily, this BZ is very close. To say they're playing 9-0, I guess they're playing 9-0 with like 2 tanks. So, you know, if we had 2 tanks there on the strat I showed you, we probably could have just held, and I would have rotated with the 9-0 or whatever I had, or the other medium tank to repush that side. But yeah, because I'm being a bit slow here in retrospect here now. But yeah, basically. They can't sit here on this ridge line because of the castle. You know, this position just shoots all of this, or it should. And now these people are in complete crossfire. This game would be very different. Obviously, if the enemy team were sitting in the correct position and sitting in A4 on the ridgeline at the back. But like I guess they thought we were 9-0 as well, but I don't know. But yeah, I should be probably pressuring like probably like two things into the cap here. Um just to put some pressure on them to do something. But you know, it's fine. I think we shot something from there, I would imagine. But yeah, as you can see now, we're finally. I mean, now we're 2 guns up, and the game is basically over. Um, Not really much else to say, but you know, try and defend your teammates. These people peek on to kill meeps, but you know, we shield them well enough where we trade 1 for 1. Um, and yeah, I mean, we trade them 2 for 1 now, so yeah, definitely not a bad trade. But yeah, I needed to be a bit quicker at putting cap pressure on, but I'm probably leaving like 1 here. But you know, GG. Right, here's another replay from South. Yeah, we are again sending 2 medium tanks to the 9-0 just to see what's coming. We see nothing, so we know they're playing castle or the left side of the map basically. So we just take the ridgeline with the bat. The CS can stay there for now. Probably now or a bit earlier. Probably should have thought about pushing someone into the cap, but now we do it. Loses a bit of health doing so, but yeah. Yeah, with this position where I am now, I can spot everything that's coming into the cap. With the tree down, I don't get spotted either until I fire. So, very nice. Yeah, like, as you can see, it's very important to have your Batcher here to watch this cross. We know there is a Chief trying to get out, but also this position is very good for shooting that as well. I would imagine their last guy is in A8, so, you know, we just gotta eventually force them to come into the cap with something, and then that thing in the cap should die from angles, really. Obviously, the Chief tries to cross over, but I mean, just gets spotted crossing, so we just punish him again. So that's a free 1.5k health disadvantage for them. Obviously, me and the 260 are holding the castle. With all the spotting, they can't really get into it unspotted now. I think we also spot through the what would be like archway or whatever it is. Now they obviously send double BZ. Everything is now spotted, so technically we could send the Batchat to kill the chief. I don't know how much health the Batchat is, but I would imagine he's decently healthy. So he could kill him, but it's up to the Batchat, obviously. I suck at hitting Cavolos, apparently. But yeah, now it's just. I mean, they've lost so much health that it should be kind of an easy win, but the Batchat not coming in should have came in a bit earlier, to be fair. Me and this 260 should go somewhere else because we're in crossfire. Ideally, we should dump into this I7. Well, I should dump into the I7 so I live, and Holmes can just be a sacrifice. But yeah, I mean, we trade 1 for 1 here, but now we should have all ridge lines. And obviously I have the CS and K line to support me. I have this wreck from Holmes, and eventually we should just eventually kill these 2 people out wide, just by sending more to kill them. Really, probably the Batchat will probably also have shots on them when he's reloaded. So yeah, not really much else. Nice BZ gun handling here. Yeah, tanks just comes in because he's full health, and we can kill the E5 and stuff in the castle with his health. And yeah, game is won. And very nicely as well, 7-1. Definitely what you wanted to be doing in Manoeuvres. And yeah, nice game. But yeah, you do need to be quick at probably pressuring this if they are pushing the castle, if they have nothing in A8, obviously. And And yeah, your other medium tank can either come back to here or come back to the mid ridge to cover the people in the castle. So yeah, that's it for south.